Church ain't no organization. It's not no religion. It's about real people who do real things.
It's amazing. Wherever that abides in the human being, there is the nobleness of the human spirit.
What is your real name?
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
We'll be talking about relationship, politics. We'll be talking about religion. I mean, we'll be talking about all kinds of things from a true perspective.
You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your lies. You can kill me with your hatefulness. But just like life, I'll rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Oh. Does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thigh?
And I'm feeling good.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding.
It's not just Liz Cheney.
Who is it? What's going on, dude? Tell me about it, my brother. Everything all right? What's on your mind?
You remember that woman who knitted me the scarf, Miss Williams?
I do.
Well, actually, we were on the phone today, and I was talking about church a little bit, and she was actually quite interested.
In church?
Yeah, and I actually think, that scarf, it was a wonderful scarf. I feel like I'm not sure what she really wants to do with it, but I know she's amazing.
So you think she might want to maybe teach somebody or help with it, use that ministry and part of the church?
I mean,
she gave you the scarf free, right? Let's talk about it, man. Have a seat. Yeah, I'm impressed, man. All right, Deacon, tell me about it.
Rev, that was an amazing scarf she knitted me, and I never had a gift like that before.
Yeah,
and me looking at it, I had to think more. This is something she created herself. She started the base and everything. This isn't something the only thing she wouldn't buy from the store was a material. So I really commend her for that, and I commend her more for finding something within that gives her peace. And I know it gives her peace by just how wonderfully it's made. Just how so authentic. And I know she'll be a great addition to the ministry. She can probably even teach people how to do some of the things she does, and by teaching them her way, they can probably find their way, and many more people that are going to be at it as well.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, with all the stress and the corona thing and things that's happening, with people need some kind of getaway. So she's on her way.
Yeah, she'll actually be here in a couple minutes, but I got a jet, but I know you can handle it. Reverend point blank shit.
Hey man, let's get it done. Give me some.
Sure.
Alright,
Rev, you take care.
Alright, I'll see you later. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Reverend Point Blank and the Reverend Point Blank Solaire, and I'm sitting with Cassie West
Williams.
Wow, she got these middle names, like Johnny Lee and Sarah May. I don't know, you're not that old, but I'm really impressed with some things that she has doing and some things she's doing, because I got one of the things that she made, and it made me feel like my grandmother made it for me. I don't know if you know, but you make scarves and blankets probably and things like that, sweaters.
Yeah.
You made a sweater for a friend of mine, Deacon Make a Move. Can I see it?
Certainly.
Because I was so impressed with this. I haven't seen anything like this in such a long time. It just blew my mind. Let me have that.
Sure.
Oh, you gotta get up. I got it. Now, wow, this is a beautiful scarf. And what is it made of? It's so soft.
It's a yarn that I get at Michael's. Walmart sometimes sells it, and the yarn is a higher level. It's
high quality.
Higher quality, yes. About
more expensive.
$10.
Wow. So what would if you? I know you don't. We're not trying to sell anything. I want to talk about the craftsmanship and why you got into this business. What? Because this is an amazing business. It must take a lot of time to do this.
It takes time, but I can get it done in my downtime. This is better than having going to a doctor or a psychiatrist. I can just think about what I'm doing.
Oh, it's therapy.
Yes.
How long does it take to make a scarf like that?
Took me for this one about 2 months.
Oh, but if you had to make it if you were doing it hour by hour, how many hours would you think it would take to do that?
Take at least 40.
Wow.
40 hours.
So 40 hours at minimum wage. That's an expensive scarf. So you don't do it necessarily for the money. You do it for the meditation and
Relaxation.
It's a hobby kind of thing.
And also to reward people. If I think I've had former students, they're parents now. I want them to have something to welcome the baby home with. So I want to make sure that you're not going to go to the store and just pick up any kind of blanket.
I got a feeling you use that kind of quality material on all your stuff.
Not all of it, but I happen to have Zakia is my little niece, and I use that same kind of quality.
Oh wow!
Material.
Can I see that? Wow!
Certainly.
What is this?
This is
What
it's
is
going to be an
this?
Afghan.
Oh, you still working on it?
I'm
Oh
sure
my
am.
goodness, leave that in there.
Oh, no, I want to show
No,
you.
I'm just saying, my goodness, what is this going to be?
It's going to be for her bed. She has a twin bed.
Oh, it's a bed comforter, like,
Yes.
oh wow.
And it'll be decorated with the little, she's a little girl.
So you've been working on this for how long? If it's scarf?
I've been working on that for about a year.
Oh my goodness, so people cannot afford you? They
Yeah.
cannot afford you.
It's a gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to start? How did you get into it in the first place?
Well, this was, the basic skills were taught to me by my grandmother. And she was from Alexandria, Louisiana. And this was my grandmother.
Let me see.
Yeah, Tamer Lee.
That's
Bowles.
grandmama right there, boy.
That's the three of us, my mother, my grandmother, and I when I was about 12. My grandmother taught me to crochet when I was 7.
And how old is she?
Oh, my grandmother's transition. She's
My grandmother did too. How old was she?
89.
Yeah. My
Mhm.
grandmother was 92.
And-
But those years is amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
2001.
Is that an old frame or did you?
My mother put this together.
That's a nice frame. You can
So-
tell it's got vintage years on it.
And this little ballerina is here because my grandmother knew how to do things with her hands. So she could bake. She could crochet. She knew how to put things together very classy.
So your interest was in crocheting.
Yes, this is crochet.
So what made you say, Grandmama, I want to crochet. Can you let me show me how to?
I copied everything. I was I didn't really, my mother and I had a bond, but it was different from my grandmother.
I see.
And my mother was a single parent. She was divorced with 3 children. So we were with my grandmother on a regular basis. So everything my grandmother did in the kitchen, cooking, I don't really need cookbooks because
You just dash of this, a sprinkle of that,
I
put a taste in your mouth. You say, oh, it needs some more of this.
Yeah,
huh?
I can do that. Because I
That's
copied
the
that of my
truth.
grandmother.
No, you be cooking. You be getting down. What do they call it?
just baking.
Put
and
your foot in
cooking.
it. Yeah.
So everything she did, I copied.
How long you been doing it?
52 years.
And for 52 years, it's just been you doing it for your relaxation. I can imagine, because I have things I do so I can get away from the rest of the world, and you have to have that. It's amazing that you chose that. I chose, talking to people about truth, getting on stage, expressing myself in comedy, because I can't tell people what I want to tell them in a regular setting. They might get mad at me or shoot me. So I get on stage, they don't hold me responsible so much. They think it's a joke, but it's always real for me, and that's why I call it the witter side. When the witter sides of comedy is wisdom and comedy put together. But the thing that Chuch does is help to let people see people like you who are in the community doing things, because all this negative things going on in this world, we don't have. Just a scarf can comfort a person, can make them feel liked or loved. You know what I mean? And this is just amazing for me. Wow. To have you thought about how do you get in touch with people? This is people you know, or
Not necessarily. If I see that you're doing something positive and you have a good attitude, good spirit about yourself, I might say, hey, would you be interested if I made you a scarf from scratch? And if the person says yes, I'll create it.
that's like asking somebody if they want some apple pie from scratch. What you think they're gonna say?
Well, no, I have a niece. And she was very clear. She didn't want any homemade anything.
Well, she want Gucci and
There
Ralph
you
Lauren.
go. So, and that was fine because I could use my time elsewhere. In fact, she graduated with my 2 nephews, and they wanted blankets for their twin beds in college. And so they gave me more time to create Jordan and Amon's
Yeah,
blankets.
but by the time you made the blankets, it was 4 years over. So I mean, it was graduating.
I got it done.
You must have put a rush job on that one.
One was done before he left, and the other one was done by December.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and I want to also add that we celebrate Kwanzaa. We do Christmas. But I also do Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
And
And most people don't know about Kwanzaa.
oh, they should. But
This is what is this?
a children's book that I've had
for the
forever.
kids.
Right. I use it in the classroom, and with Kwanzaa, you know that gifts are always handmade, and you emphasize that you don't have to run to the mall or run to Walmart or wherever you're running to.
It's a coloring book.
Coloring book, but
And it's got
teaches so many
information and
things that-
teaches you. This is amazing. How do we get one of these? Do we have to be good? We have to be like Santa Claus. We have to be good.
I would say you have to go to a black bookstore.
Oh, they sell it in bookstores, but you're not selling it. This is just something you
Just
got
an example.
for your kids.
Right.
I see what you're saying, to show them. Yeah, no, I get it.
So to show
Tell
them.
me about Kwanzaa. Most people don't know.
Seven days, right after Christmas. Thank you.
And what 7 days? That was
December 26th through January 1st.
Uh-huh.
And you celebrate your ancestors, your homage to your people, and celebrate it in a way that you're reflecting on principles: unity, self-determination, purchasing or patronizing black-owned businesses, creativity, which is my favorite, Kuumba, creativity, Imani, faith.
Okay, yeah. We have lost a lot of that. How many of those are there? Is it 5?
6, 7.
It's gonna be hard for us to get 7. You know why? Because we can't get the 5 right. You know what the 5 is?
Unity.
No. You know what the 5 is?
No.
Our senses. It look good, smell good, taste good, sound good, and feel good. But we don't have the 6th sense. You know what that is?
What is it?
Common sense what to do with the 5 God gave you. So, I mean, I'd be hard for people to understand. I'm just being funny, but
Right.
I understand Kwanzaa. I know what it is, and I think we ought to share that, not just because of Kwanzaa. We need to share it just because we are people. Doesn't matter the color. We need to share those elements of principles so that we can live in harmony and in peace. And that's one of the things that's bringing this world the way it is today. But there's nothing that can stop it. I always say I'm not responsible for what people do to me. I'm only responsible for how I respond. There's always going to be negative out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you let it get to you, then you've allowed it to steal your joy and or your peace. And God said, my peace I give unto you. And it ain't for nobody else to take from you. It's yours, no matter what the circumstances are. So I'm just amazed at this. So what's next?
Also, my mother was a teacher as well, and she went to Africa twice. And I introduced my children to different countries and bring in the handmade. My mother purchased all of the artifacts that were made from hand. So my mother didn't crochet, it skipped a generation, but I still exposed them to different instruments and different things that were made in Africa. And
So-
again, that's a primary school book. So.
Let me try to understand something. You see, when I was in school, we didn't have these books.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and my grandmother had to teach me about my culture, my history.
Yeah.
And consequently, most of our young children today have no understanding of Africa. They don't know about Kemet. They don't know about why the noses are chopped off of most of the statues of ancient black people. They don't know who they are. Now, if they had taught me about this in school,
Right.
I wouldn't have did a lot of things I did, because I would have seen myself as a king, seen myself as a warrior. You understand what I'm saying? As someone with pride and joy for my people. And it's great that you're teaching the kids this, because it's necessary. Because Christopher Columbus did not discover America.
No, he
But if
didn't.
I'd have said he didn't discover America, I would have failed. So I dropped out. I mean, you know, I couldn't continue to go and be in that when I know they lied to me and I got money in my pocket. So I'm wondering, what am I doing in school if I got money in my pocket, more than a teacher, and you're teaching me a lie? Really don't want to be there anymore. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to go to school. I'm just saying I grew up on the streets and it just wasn't for me. So education
So that,
is important.
right.
Our kids have no education at all. It seems very few of them. I commend you for teaching your kids, your grandkids, and passing it down, because that is something that we have become so far from. Our lineage, our history, passing it down. We've gotten caught up in the cell phones and TVs and the internet, and you got a smartphone and a dumb brother. Because you can't remember a telephone number. You can't remember directions. You can't even spell. You need that thing to tell you how to spell. And this is what this is getting to. So it was correct in the way it named it, a smartphone, which makes you a dumbass. So, I mean, imagine going to jail or something for something you didn't do and they take your phone. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? So tell me a little bit more and tell me how we can, how would my people be able to get to know you as a friend? Do they need to meet you on the street?
I do a lot of public things.
You do public speaking?
Yes. And
nonprofit things, right?
Yes, definitely.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I've been doing the Kwanzaa programs at various schools, at churches. It's all free. I'll make a dime from it. Just so that culture, the cultural aspect of our history and heritage is out there.
You understand the value, and it's not money. You understand the
Investment
value.
in our people.
Well, it's remember God said the foolishness of God will confound the wise. Okay, now watch this. If it wasn't for the fruits, vegetables, minerals, vitamins, and oxygen, you wouldn't be alive. You'd be dead. And if you live, when you die, you're going back in that ground. Even if they burn you, you're going to end up back in the water and the ground. You understand?
Yes.
And over thousands and millions of years, somebody's going to be eating fruits and vegetables out of your ass. I'm serious. That's a natural element of it.
Yeah.
So understanding that principality of which we live and die, then why don't we live by it? If your words and your deeds are your seeds. The hearts of people is the ground, what's in their head is the weather. You can't lie to somebody and expect the truth to come back. You're going to get a tree of lies. From that one seed, you're going to get hundreds of fruit and thousands of the same seed. So you wonder why you're in jail. You wonder why you're having problems. You wonder why people lying to you, because you lying to somebody. You doing something, and karma is a bitch. It's going to come back, and that's what the law of nature is. You plant this, you plant apple seeds, you can't get oranges, you can't get cotton. The things you are planting, and that is called wealth. It ain't riches, because riches come from wealth. You have to have the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of wisdom, the wealth of understanding to be able to get anything. Just like Solomon. God said, what you want? He said, just give me some wisdom and knowledge. Well, everything else came with that. I remember a passage that I go with every day. I can't help but it's in Proverbs 8. It says, wisdom and knowledge is better than gold or silver. And everything you could ever desire is not to be compared to wisdom. Wisdom dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. And by me, kings reign and princes decree justice. What else you need? I mean, it doesn't say I smoke weed. That's my business. I ain't hurting nobody. I drank this. I ain't bothering nobody. That's my business. This is my temple. who gonna tell me what I could do to my temple as long as I'm not hurting somebody? Then I'm good. I got to pay for what I decide to do. You got to pay for your decisions, and everybody got to pay for everything they plant, everything they say, and everything they do. So when you end up in jail, don't be mad for something you know you did. If you confess it, you can be free. You might not be out of jail, but in your mind and your spirit, you can be free. All right? So, what's your name one more time, guy?
Cassiette
Cassiette.
West Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cassiette West Williams is in the Reverend Point Blank's layer tonight, and I'll tell you one time, you need to find her. She's working all over the country, all over town with people for nonprofits. She dedicates her life to helping people. And I can tell you right now, that is the most valuable asset that a person can have on top of time. Because if you ain't got no time, you can't help nobody.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'd like to see this craft taught.
Before you, girl, I got an offer for you.
I'm listening.
I'm the pastor of church. There are people out there that need that relaxational avenue. They need to put their hands on, need something to soothe the spirit. And if you don't mind being a member, now you ain't got to come to church. You keep doing what you're doing. Just when people come in and they want to know about, like I got a guy that teach people how to drive trucks. I know a guy that teaches people how to, how to do music. He's a Ron Prince. He does music. So he's willing to teach these people at no cost to them so that they can learn their craft. Our whole objective is to help people find their purpose and to help them to make it happen. Give them every resource they can so there is no excuse for doing you. All we want you to do is find you. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind teaching from time to time at your own will, we'll set up the times. People that want to learn crocheting and the various arts that you teach, we'll send them to your class and we'll film the whole class so that you can have constant footage of the stuff you're teaching. And that's my word.
That would be great.
All right?
Yes.
That's what church does.
Thank you.
All right?
Yes.
That's your grandson. Come over here, man. Sit next to grandmama right there for us. Get over in there, boy. Get that mask off. Ain't nobody sick in here. You sick?
No, sir.
What you want to be when you grow up?
An astronaut.
You want to go to outer space?
Somebody's wearing this shirt.
Well, you got any white people in you? Because black people just look at the moon and say, oh, that's pretty. White people be like, man, I want to go there. So what made you want to be an astronaut? Tell me about it. I understand. See, I'm an astronaut. But I ain't never been off the planet. My brain, my spirit I've been all through the galaxy. So what made you want to be an astronaut?
Well,
Speak up, son. Speak up.
well, I like science, and science is my favorite class. And my science teacher teaches us outer space first, and then she goes to other subjects in science. So I like the science videos about outer space. I watch them over and over again.
Really? So you know about the different planets?
Yes.
Name a couple of planets.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Can you say that slower?
No, it's cool. I know everyone he said. I'm just I said name a couple of planets. He gonna name damn near everyone in the solar system.
Right, yeah.
So what does your mother do?
She works at Cook County. My mom works at Cook County. Nana just started a job as a teacher at
Volunteers of America.
At Volunteers of America, and I would be at my cousin or my mom's because she would have to go to work, or I'll be at my favorite place to get energy out.
What place is that?
The Ark of Saint Sabina.
You know what? Y'all been passing it down. Everybody in the family is about helping people. I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you're not helping people, you're not doing anything. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not helping people, you're not doing anything. Yeah. If you're self-serving yourself, you're going to self-kill yourself. Mm-hmm. When you help people, you develop and you grow. You meet more people that help people, and that's what church does. We bring a group together, and that's what United is. Young man, keep what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And never stop. Astronaut. What are they going to go? Captain? What are they going to call you? Captain what? I want to know because I need to know.
Williams. That's my last name, West Williams.
Captain West Williams. Yes. Are you ready for takeoff, sir?
Yes.
You want to walk in space too?
Yes, sir.
I mean, wow, yeah, well, that's gotta be. I don't want to leave it. Look, I don't even want to get in the water. You know why? I can't breathe under there. I don't know none of them fishes, and none of them speak English. So I ain't trying to really fool with them. You understand what I'm saying? You know that brother, the crocodile brother that was messing with all them crocodiles?
Yeah, he died too.
They put a hit out on his ass. The fish say, all right, man, I'm sick of this, man. You let that when the swordfish know, yeah, we're going to get it when he get to Hawaii. Stingray, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Got that stingray, because stingrays don't know that stingray guy say, I got you now.
He did. That was sad, though.
It was sad, but if you mess with me like that, I'm going to kill you. I mean, if you mess with me, all opening my mouth and wiggling me around, and I've got him, cat, don't you see the teeth and all that? We playing with me. So I imagine in, animal language, they said, we tired of this. I'm being funny, but I can imagine. I can
He used
imagine.
to always be on NBC.
Yeah. But you don't see that kind of thing too much no more, do you?
You don't.
They like, man, them animals know something.
They do, though.
You see these people getting bit by snakes, put their head in alligators' mouths. I mean, that's just, what? When they need people like us to teach them something.
Right. Make some better decisions.
All right, my brothers. What's your name, young man?
Jordan Amon West Williams.
Jordan, they got these long names, man, like real estate people. Jordan Amon West Williams. I ain't even try your name no more. Say,
May I tell you the story behind Jordan Amon?
please.
All right. My daughter was pregnant, and she's very close, or she was very close to her cousins. They're 2 years apart, and they're twins. Twins run in our family. And she called both twins and asked permission. She just didn't assume. She asked permission, may I name my son, we knew it was a boy, after you. And the city is Amman and the state is Jordan. But Jordan called back first and said, name him after me. Just name him after me. Don't even include my twin in it. And the twin, Amon, called back 2 days later. So it was flipped. There is,
So you had to put both of them in there.
Right. So it's Jordan Amon, but in reality, the city is Amman and the state is Jordan.
You got a great weight on your shoulder, young man. I don't feel like it's a weight because right now you have a desire to help, you have a desire to create, you have a desire to learn. Keep doing what you're doing because that is going to be your legacy when you leave here.
Thank you.
My brother. Thank you very much, my sister.
You're welcome.
Praise the Lord. Give me some dap there, young man. I'm the Reverend Point Blank, and we'll see you next time in the Reverend Point Blank's layout. Peace. Church ain't no organization. It's not no religion. It's about real people who do real things.
It's amazing. Wherever that abides in the human being, there is the nobleness of the human spirit.
What is your real name?
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
We'll be talking about relationship, politics. We'll be talking about religion. I mean, we'll be talking about all kinds of things from a true perspective.
You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your lies. You can kill me with your hatefulness. But just like life, I'll rise. Does my sexiness offend you? Oh. Does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thighs?
And I'm feeling good.